Hello, good morning, and my name is Arvin GB Balbutin. And now let's have fun learning about the types of communication according to purpose, style, and form. So, first, let's tackle the types of communication according to purpose. Okay, first we have number one, informative, aimed at conveying information or knowledge. This type includes reports, memos, and educational materials. So, isa sa mga types ng communication according to its purpose, isa sa kanyang mga purpose is to inform. So, it is informative. So, what are its examples? So, we have here reports, memos, and educational materials. For example, meron din tayong mga textbooks, encyclopedia, yan, ganon. Anything that na nagbibigay or nag-i-inform has the purpose of informative. Okay, the next one, persuasive. Intended to influence or convince the audience to adopt a particular viewpoint or take specific action. This includes advertisements, speeches, and proposal. So, sa nakikita nyo, meron tayong nakalagay dyan na poster ng isang advertisement, merong isang nagpo-propose, and may isa din na nagkakaroon ng speech. So, any kind of communication na nag-uudyok is mahuhulog dito sa persuasive. Okay, so the next one is expressive, focused on expressing emotions, thoughts, or feelings. This type is often seen in creative writing, personal conversations, and artistic expression. So, isa rin sa purpose ng communication is to express. So, nakalagay na nga dyan na expressing emotion, thoughts, or feelings. So, sa paanong paraan ba? Bakit expressive? Isa yun sa mga purpose ng communication. Saan ba natin yan siya kadalasan nakikita? For example, sa pagsusulat ng tula, or meron din sa personal conversation, or any kind of artistic expression, pwede rin sa pagdodrawing. Ganon. Okay. Ang pang-apat is directive, aimed at guiding or instructing the audience to take certain actions. Examples include instructions, guidelines, and commands. So, one of the purpose of communication is to direct. So, we have there the example which are instruction, guidelines, and commands which are commonly seen in our school, sometimes in hospital, and even in our house. Nakikita natin yung na ang communication is gumagana siya as directive. So, the last one is exploratory. Used to explore ideas or concepts, often seen in discussions, brainstorming sessions, and informal conversation. So, isa rin sa purpose ng communication is to explore. Tulad ng pagkakaroon natin ng discussion or brainstorming with our classmates and informal conversations like yung mga casual lang na pag-uusap na araw-araw siyang nangyayari maging sa eskwelahan, sa bahay, or kahit saan man. Okay, and now we're done to types of communication according to purpose. So now let's move on according to style. So the first one is verbal communication. Involves the use of spoken or written words to convey messages. This includes face-to-face conversations, phone calls, and written documents. So, verbal communication from the word verbal. So, ginagamit ang bunganga through communication. Either spoken or written words to convey messages. Okay. Next one is non-verbal communication. Communicating without words through body language, facial expressions, gestures, and tone of voice. It often complements or contradicts verbal messages. So sa non-verbal communication, hindi ginagamit dito ang ating voice. So from the word non-verbal, so hindi ginagamit ang bunganga sa pagsasalita. So isa lang sa ginagamit dito is either our body language, our facial expressions, or even ang gesture ng ating kamay and the tone of voice. Okay, number 3, we have the visual communication. The use of visual aids to convey information such as graphs, charts, charts, images, and videos. It enhances understanding and retention of communication, of information rather. Okay, so isa rin sa style ng communication is visual. So from the word visual, ating nakikita. So paggamit na ito ng visual aids. Kaya nga nakikita natin dyan sa example, meron tayong graph, meron tayong bar graph and pie graph. Okay. The other one is digital communication. So communication that occur through digital platforms and technologies such as emails, social media, and instant messaging. It enables quick and widespread of information sharing. So digital communication, this is a communication na nangyayari online. So from the word digital, so nangyayari ito sa technology, either sa cellphone or sa laptop natin, telephone, or any technology na ginagamit natin for communication. And that's it for the types of communication according to style. So now let's move on to the last one, which is according to form. So the first one is the formal communication, structured communication that follows established protocols, rules, and hierarchies. It is often used in professional or organizational settings. So examples, official memos, business reports, presentations, and official meetings. So formal communication, ginagamit lang ito siya sa mga formal occasion. So for example, sa mga business reports, presentations, either pwede rin sa pagsusulat ng tula sa contest or essay writing. That is also an example of formal communication. The next one is informal communication. Casual and spontaneous communication that doesn't follow set protocols or formal structures. It often occurs naturally in personal and social settings. Examples, conversations with friends, casual messages, small talk, or impromptu discussion. So, ito na yung araw-araw na nangyayari na, for example, sa ating pang-araw-araw na pakikipag-usap sa ating mga kaibigan, maging sa eskwelahan man, sa bahay, or kahit saan man. Okay, number 3, visual communication, the transmission of information through visual elements such as images, graphics, colors, and design. So, example, tulad ng din kanina, charts, graphs, diagrams, infographics, signs, and videos. So, napag-usapan na natin kanina kung ano ang visual kind of communication. So, meron na tayong mga example dyan na mga graphs and charts. Okay, the next one is tactile communication. Communicating through touch. This form of communication is often seen in certain professional, therapeutic, or personal contexts. So, examples, handshakes, hugs, pat on the back, or therapeutic touch in healthcare settings. So, tactile communication. Ito siya ang kind of communication na meron siyang personal context or it's therapeutic. For example, handshake. Isa pa, meron pa tayong pat on the back or hug. So, tactile communication, to be very short, it is a kind of communication through touch. Okay, the next one, audio-visual communication, a combination of sound and visual elements to communicate messages. This form is often used for broadcasting or presenting information. Examples, videos, television programs, presentations with sound and images, and multimedia content. So, ang audio-visual communication, this is a kind of communication na nakikita natin maging sa TV. So, sound with images. So, nakikita natin ito sa mga TV tulad ng mga cartoons, balita, or yung mga TV show. Yan. That is an example. Mahuhulog yan siya under sa audio-visual communication. Okay, the next one, sign language. A form of communication that uses hand gestures, facial expressions, and body movements to convey messages, primarily used by individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. So, sign language. This is also same with nonverbal communication. It's because sign language also use what do you call this? Facial expressions and body movements para makakapag-convey ng messages. So the last one is kinesic communication, a form of nonverbal communication that focuses specifically on body movement, gestures, and facial expressions to convey meaning. So examples, gestures like waving, pointing, or shrugging, and expressions like smiling or frowning. So ang kinesic communication, it is also a kind of nonverbal communication. Like ano siya? Meron din siyang waving or shrugging, and meron din siyang smiling and frowning, facial expressions yan siya. Pero ano ba ang pinagkaiba ng kinesic communication? So this kind of nonverbal communication is nagko-convey siya ng meaning. So for example, pag ako, nag-smile ako sa aking friend. So, it may be possible na ang mai-interpret ng aking friend is ako ay masaya. It's because nag-smile ako sa kanya. Ganon ang role ng kinesic communication. So, for example, nag-wave ako sa kay ma'am. Hello, ma'am. So, ibig sabihin, nakita ni ma'am na nag-hi ako sa kanya or nag-greet ako sa kanya. It's because I am waving. So, kinesic communication is a kind of nonverbal communication that conveys a meaning. So that's all for our topic, which is the types of communication according to its purpose, style, and form. So thank you for listening. Bye!